Okay, so this is how it works now. Someone sends me a request. Presumably they also send it to Teal'c. And Teal'c nails it, and I go, well, god damn it. But on this occasion, I got re-requested to do it by Teal'c. And I'm not saying no to Teal'c. Not for at least 10 inches. So brace yourself, Jake. It's round 2. You got fucked by a deer, and you're about to get fucked by a panda.
Hey, you over there.
Young man, you will not address me as hey you over there. I am not your groom of the stool. I am Dr. fucking Randomaker.
Hey, do you believe that men and women are equal?
If by men you mean the archaic word for any adult human, as in mankind, then yes, a person referred to as a woman can equally be referred to as a man. But if by woman you mean an organism with 2 X chromosomes and by man you mean an organism with an X and a Y, then no. I would not go so far as to call them equal. That may sound like a small difference, but you would be amazed how much a small difference can do on the genetic scale. You were supposed to learn this when you were 13.
Well, you're a feminist. That's great. So...
No, that wasn't feminism, Jake. That was science. And I'm not even a scientist, not by a very, very long chalk. I can talk about things in terms of science without calling myself a scientist, you see. Just like my good buddy the Teal'c can disagree with you in terms of women's and men's rights without calling himself a men's rights activist. But you went straight there, didn't you, Jake? You did that dirty little head trick where you go, you're an MMA, so I don't have to listen to you. I've stamped you with these 3 letters, so you're wrong. Well, I do identify as not just an advocate, but an activist of men's rights, and also women's rights. I'm guessing you don't have a problem with that half of it. As far as I'm concerned, I fit the description of the word men's rights activist. For one thing, I get a lot of messages from a lot of people indicating the degree to which I have activated their interest in the human rights of men and boys. I also get a lot of messages from people thanking me for helping them not sort of kill themselves. Very often they're the same messages. That it sort of keeps me going. I don't want to sound like a morally superior sophist, Jake, but I do actually enjoy activating people's interest in human rights, and I find it to be a noble pursuit, and I intend to keep doing it, not just on the internet but in real life. So if you have a problem with men's rights activists, Jake, perhaps you should take it up with my black ass.
But you just said that men and women are equal. That's feminism.
That's not what I said, Jake. That's the opposite of what I said. I know it was a long time ago, but still, we're already on board the fail train and it's not looking good. Men are dying. Jake, do something.
No, see, that's feminism, believing that men and women are equal.
Woo! Woo!
See, feminism can help that by helping men be more emotionally open and honest about how they feel, because that's seen as a feminine trait.
Yes, Jake, emotional honesty is seen as a feminine trait by feminists. Feminists see all positive things as feminine and all negative things as masculine. So if you're being too stoic, too reserved, they'll tell you to get in touch with your feminine side, to untether yourself from your masculinity. That'll make you emotionally honest. See, I don't say shit like that to men. Just like I don't tell women to get in touch with their masculine side, because that doesn't make any fucking sense either. I give people the courtesy of assuming they are already in touch with who they are. It's like psychology, Jake, except it's holistic.
So feminism is just the belief that men and women are equal and should be treated equally.
If that is what feminism is, then feminism is demonstrably wrong, Jake, as I just outlined. Men and women are genetically different. Only one of these things can get pregnant. Only one of these things can be governmentally forced to work for half a lifetime for the crime of producing a gamete cell and allowing it to fertilize something. It's you, Jake, it's men. The moment your testicles have produced their first spermatozoon, you have signed a legal contract agreeing on pain of prison time to work and give your wages to whosoever gets hold of that seed, regardless of how they get hold of it. Do you understand, Jake? Do you know what meiosis is? It's a natural process of cell division, and it's illegal for men. Illegal? Yes, Jake. If you commit a crime, you are not immediately punished for it. You are only punished if and when you are caught. And you will only be punished for the crime of producing sperm once that sperm is caught. This is real, Jake. This is reality. We made it illegal for men to produce gamete cells. That's like making it illegal for men to produce pubic hair. And any woman who can get hold of one of those hairs gets to make him her slave for 18 years. It's like something out of a fucking grim tale, Jake, but it's actually how our legal system works. And feminists, Jake, would very much like to keep it that way. I consider it a good example of inequality, but I'm yet to meet a feminist who has any interest in changing it. As a matter of fact, I'm yet to meet a feminist who doesn't turn into a babbling histrionic demon spawn when I tell them the information I just told you. They will flip reality in every fucking direction and then start insulting my family, Jake. Not just radical feminists, all of them, every feminist without fail, when you explain this reality to them, goes batshit doolally fuzrota! Feminists are not just against equality, they are psychotically against it. So what you just said is a lie, Jake, and a fucking whopper at that. And I can hazard a guess what you're thinking right now. You're thinking that doesn't happen to men? How does that happen to men? I'm a man and I never even get laid, right?
Just because you haven't experienced sexism of any sort, you think that sexism isn't a thing.
Excellent point, Jake. Give us another.
And therefore we don't need feminism.
I'm going to skip the next couple of minutes because they're really, really embarrassing. You just make the same hypocritical point again and then again with a biscuit in your face. It's just... Sometimes we describe intangible things as palpable. We might say the tension is palpable, for instance. And there's a reason the word palpable is almost always used metaphorically. And the reason is you, Jake. People like you. There is something intangible about you that is somehow palpable. You make the air seem thicker. You know?
And feminism isn't ignoring the issues that also face men as well. It's trying to solve that.
Liar!
You can't have equality unless both sexes are equal.
That's correct, Jake. And given that we don't force women to bear children and give the spoils of their labour to whosoever fertilise them, given that we don't make it illegal for women to produce gamete cells, we should not make it illegal for men. When I meet a single feminist ever who agrees with this, I will reconsider my opposition to the movement right after I eat my fucking hat. Now, just for fun, Jake, let's go back and do the other parts. Hey, you over there!
Who, me?
No, the other guy. You. Would you fuck a porcupine if a woman told you to?
Yeah, of course I do. I mean, who wouldn't?
All right. Would you frag the whole world and watch it burn because a woman told you to?
No, I'm not a feminist.
We're a pretty good team, aren't we?
No, that's not feminism because, I believe that, men have problems too. 75% of people who commit suicide are men, and I think that's a really big problem, and that's why I think feminism, is wrong.
That would be a good point, but it's missing at least one step. Feminists claim they care about men's feelings, but evidently they don't give a shit about our human rights. In fact, they appear to be psychotically opposed to them. Fuck your rights, but we totally care about your feelings. See, that, Jake, is a good example of feminism being wrong.
Oh, okay, I see. So, I'm a feminist.
You even listening to me?
Excuse me, but I respect my boyfriend.
You've only just turned feminist, dude, and you've already turned into a woman. I mean, I'm just saying.
And, like, I think he's, like, just as important as me, so...
I don't know why your boyfriend has a jester. Or why he's as important as you.
I think feminism's bad because of that. Because my boyfriend's just as important as I am.
Oh, wait, yes I do. It's because you don't have a sense of humour.
Yeah, I guess that's what I'm saying, which is why I'm not a feminist, because I love my boyfriend.
Pretty fucking good answer, if you ask me. I don't believe in the twisted Orwellian blitzgeist you call equality. I believe in what I call love. That's a brilliant answer. I'd fuck you like that. If you were a man. I mean, I'm not fucking a woman. I can't afford the fine.
Oh, okay then. I've gone southern all of a sudden. Oh.
I do declare.
I can walk down the street and my American accent is really falling apart here.
Well, what in tarnation were you supposed to be before, sweetie? Now, I don't mean to toot my own horn here, Jacob boy, but at this point, I'm basically a world-famous voice actor. So take a tip from me. If you land your ass on a syllable that you can actually pull off, then you struck gold, son. You find something you can do, you do that shit. Take it back to the beginning, do the whole thing as a Southern Belle, then we're getting somewhere. Because I don't know what the fuck that was. Also, if you're going to break the fourth wall and do some color commentary on your own voices, then you better know what you're doing ahead of time. Or at least think fast, motherfucker. It's got to be smooth. It's got to be solid. It's got to be graceful. Where'd I start? Where am I now? Where'd I go in the meantime? Nobody knows. At least it's fucking entertaining, see?
I believe that I can walk down the street. I don't know what accent I'm doing.
Then don't do one. Jay, it's not the time or place to be practicing these things. There are thousands of people watching. Potentially millions. And, I want you to take this as an opportunity to improve, okay? Not just your vocal stylings, but your ideological thinking. If you can admit to yourself and to the world, okay, I was wrong about feminism, then you will be applauded and heralded, Jake. And it will also indicate that you have the right stuff to plough through the barriers and become a highly skilled and accomplished voice actor. I believe in you, Jake. And guys, please don't hassle him too much. He's already had teal ears people giving him hell, and he doesn't need another wave of it. He seems like a nice guy, alright, and he lives in Sweden, for fuck's sake. He really doesn't need to be bullied any more than he already is. Hassling an awkward white kid in Sweden is like hassling a... Fuck it, I don't even think there's an equivalent anywhere in history. Please leave him alone. He's already suffering. God bless you, Jake. Get well soon. Goodbye, fuck right.